Oh, it says I'm live. I love this. It always sticks up on me here on StreamYard, which I love. Hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome to Biz with Joy, Leaders Leaving Legacies. By now, you know I love the word legacy. Thank you for being here, and you're always welcome here. The door will always open for you. I am Joy Ruffen, and the work that I do is as a leadership and style consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. And it is all connected for you and for me because we look for win wins. My work is with women who are transitioning. Now, that's a big word, especially here of late. From one something to another, women who are between the ages of 45, 65, I'd stretch it out a bit because whether it's ahead or behind, it really doesn't matter. You want to amp up your wow factor. You're tired of rumbling around in that closet, never finding what you want, never being able to gather together and get the look and the identity, the image that you want. And this is what we do together. I'm changing things around. I have been forever, tweaking things, so to speak. This biz to biz, I have for the past, oh my God, it seems so long, been working towards putting it into uh, another type of show that will. I'm looking for my welcome. There it is. Welcome to Grow Your Business in Style. Looking for a different type of format because I have discovered a lot in the almost 2 years that I've been on and off doing this. And that is that many of us, myself included, need more data information about us, no matter how brilliant and gifted we are. So I'm turning it around. I've mentioned it before, but I'm going to hold tight until I'm able to finalize some things. But for now, know that you're always welcome here. I will continue with this most likely until the end of the year. My intention was to start around September. Maybe, we'll see. But in the meantime, there are a lot of changes in the hopper for all of us, in the basket, in the bucket, whatever name you choose to use, because we're in a time of change, transition, pivot. That's the word that came out because of the pandemic. And if you're here for the first time, we love to collaborate, we love to share. So share out the video because sharing is a form of love and that you care. And also, before I get going here, I start off different with this platform now. If you are here for the first time, I have a Facebook group. It's called Leading Ladies Leaving Legacies. Please go and join there. You are welcome there. You will always be embraced there. My website, you can always peruse and peek through it and see what's going on. My Facebook business page. Now that's enough for the beginning, right? Are you bored to tears? Let us begin. One of the things that I do now is I'm starting off not only my Facebook Lives, which are joyful Mondays every Monday at 3 p.m., I'm also starting with my Biz to Biz on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I start off with quotes because I simply love quotes. You know how sometimes you really don't need or can't really express why you have such a love and a passion for them? Well, that's the stage that I'm at. I've always loved quotes. And I see that people are using them in all kinds of ways. So I decided to make them a part of my broadcast. So every time when I come to you, I will start off with several quotes that connect and tie into this topic title tonight. Uncertainty, the known and the unknown. Well, isn't that somewhat what most of us have been dealing with here for the past going into 3 years almost now? And my friends, this is where we're going to have some fun here tonight. I hope you have a sense of humor. Unknown, I don't know if I agree with this, but I'm sharing with you, is scarier than the known. Well, this is life. This is the Earth School. There's so many ways to see everything. That's why all of us, and there are so many of us, we are here for discovery of what and who? Ourselves. And that means that a lot of that you might not be as excited and ecstatic over as you'd like to be, but it's all you. And that's why this Know Thyself is so major for me. And the prayer is for you as well, because now is the time to step up and be aware that it's all about you knowing who you are, who we are. So this is a quote. You'll like it. Getting or going into the unknown is how you expand what is known. Oh, that's pretty deep. Let me say that again, because it's true. A lot of people run from this. And I have to tell you, I was one of them for a while. Going into the unknown is how you expand what is known, meaning what you know for sure, what you're certain about, what you have no question marks about. It's known. Now, that's from a quote service they call Life Hack. I thought that was great for numerous reasons. But I'm leaving all of this to you because we're all guides, messengers, and teachers in our fashion, our style, our flavor and flow. And everyone has their unique stamp on that. We don't have to emulate, copy, and mirror anyone else. And the one that ties in with that, oh boy, you're going to love this one. The greatest friend of the soul is the unknown. Now, does that make you take your hat off and pull your hair? I bet it does. That frightens the bejesus out of people. I use that expression purposely, the bejesus. That's by John O'Donohue. That was easy to pronounce. Some of them, oh my goodness. The greatest friend of the soul is the unknown. Now, how many times, for those of you who know me and you come here and you tune in from time to time, how many times have you heard me say, often, all the time, the heart and soul connected? And if you're in leadership, which is what this platform is all about, leaders leaving legacies, which began when you popped out of the womb. It's now. It's not all of a sudden you're going to segue and change and boom. You're living it right here and now. And what happens oftentimes is that we get caught into that mode of that model of wanting everything to be safe and comfortable. And you can't do that. Not if you're in leadership. It demands, it commands, it asks of you to take the leap, to jump, skip into things maybe that you're not that familiar with, to learn. I had that today, working with my tax person and over at the wonderful Staples. I didn't know what I was doing, but you do what you have to do, and you get into territory and terrain and all the other things that you can align with that so that you can learn. That's what we're all here to do. And everything that we learn and we take in, if we're really in leadership, is to make clarity with it, become more precise with it, master it, and then share it with others. Because everyone has their little area of expertise. Not everyone's doing the same thing. And even if 20,000 people are doing the same thing, they're all doing it somewhat differently. So you align with the people that connect with you. And this is what's so hard for people to do, because why? This is what I discovered. Because we don't know who we are. It's a journey. And until you get that knowing of who you are, you just segue from one person or something to the other. And not everyone is meant for you, for me, for us. Our assignment is to find the people that we're here to connect with so that we can build and birth together what's going to be absolutely legendary for the communities that we're working in. So why don't we begin with this? We do not fear the unknown. Should I say that again? We do not fear the unknown. We fear what we think we know about the unknown. Now, as they say in my neighborhood from time to time, and I somewhat left it, ain't that the truth? Teal, T-E-A-L, Swan, S-W-A-N. Because no matter how you want to tap dance around that, my friends, it's true. And that's true for so many who are in different segments of whatever their belief system might be. They're safe and they're comfortable there, and there's a cushion there for them. So to venture out and attempt something different and entirely new, no. Never, ever, or let me back up and say seldom. I've never been fond of the word never. Seldom ever will people like that become the iconic leaders that become legendary in the best way. And I ended that just the way I wanted to, in the best way. And the best way is different for everyone. different for everyone. That's why I began with this topic. The unknown is scarier than the known, because it is. We've all heard it. We've all said it from time to time too. And that especially comes from knowing or wanting to know, why am I here? Who am I? What am I to do? I'm brilliant, I'm smart, I'm beautiful, I'm gifted, I've got a great this, a great that, a terrific this. But what am I to do? My friends, do you understand and do you get to the nuances of the fear and the uncertainty and the doubt that's prevalent today more than it's ever been before? And that's because of technology, with all the beautiful gifts that it's given all of us. I say it every week, it seems. Our young people, more and more and more, the suicide rate, it keeps climbing. We, you, me, all of us have to begin to erase a lot of that concern and worry. And the only way we're going to do that is by knowing who we are, so we can relate and connect to those who have a lot of confusion. Didn't you have it as a young person? I did. We all do. The saving grace for me, and what I find is not so for many of the young people today, and I'm staying with the Scarier and the unknown, is that I had a great backup system. Even though it was warped and a little dysfunctional and a little this and a little that, not boom, nothing is perfect. There was a lot of love there. And the more I began to see and love me, the more I was able to really value and have great gratitude and respect for what I was given, a foundational base, which is what they're not getting. And I say that because there's nothing. Now, this is so common. It was said, and any of you who are history buffs and you know you're presidential, blah, 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 and you keep up to speed somewhat, you will recognize this. Very little is original today, even though you can change it a wee bit. There is nothing to fear except fear itself. Now, everybody, most everyone knows who said that and when it was said and why it was said and how it was said. That was during the Great Depression. One of our greatest presidents put all the personal stuff aside and just give credit where credit is due. Roosevelt. There is nothing to fear except fear itself. Sounds good. We all like it. But there's a little more about that. And I have to tell you, I'm guilty sometimes. I have to speak to myself. I have to go and sit down and be quiet and say, oops, okay, Joy, breathe and let's get ourselves together here. What are you afraid of? What are you frightened about? Most of us are guilty from time to time if we're honest with ourselves. And this is what's missing. And I don't say this on a broad-based level for everyone. I mean the ones who need to hear it, myself included. Most of us stick to what we're used to and what we're comfortable with because it's easy and it's comfortable. That's not leadership. It asks that you take the necessary steps that you need to move to where you need to go. There's so many different faiths and belief systems that we have, beyond Christianity and Judaism and Hinduism and Buddhism and Islam. And then they're the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they all go under different umbrellas, Seventh-day Adventists. It doesn't matter which one you are. Just knowing who you are under any of those is what's important. Whether you dispel or expel or run away from mysticism and occult and esoteric studies, that's your calling. Just don't poo-poo it. Because maybe this time around it wasn't meant for you, but for a lot of people that will benefit, it is. Because the worst thing that can happen for those who have under any of those umbrellas and they feel that they're fulfilled and everything's okay and kosher for them, all well and good. Nobody with half a brain is going to knock that. You just say, blow kisses, thank you, and you move onward. Because they have to stay where they're at until they get their awakening. It might be 4 or 5 lifetimes from now. And most likely they don't even believe in that. So leave them and thank them for their presence in your life for whatever time period it was and move on. Because your assignment is not here to be able to be judgmental and knocking and blaming and being critical of anyone else. Yours is to be the best that you can be. Mine too. What I'm saying to you applies to me. And I've just come to this realization myself. Be about all that you're here to be. Know how to fulfill you where you're full enough and able enough to master whatever that gift is or gifts that were given to you and share it with others. I see so many people as I'm out and about more and more now, back to networking, seeing that in other people. The thing is, and it's hard for most of us, leap, jump, skip, glide when you have no net to jump anyway, and trust in the cosmos or whatever your faith or belief might be. I don't go there, but whatever it is, that's what it's going to be for you. Because when you do that, you really can erase a large amount, if not all, of the fear, uncertainty. Don't we all deal with that from time to time if we're honest? And this thing called honesty, I spoke about that the other day. I think this is something that a lot of people today, because most are so mesmerized by this instant, everything, right away. The attention span was never fantastic. I used to say, yeah, the attention span, not to me, but to people who were of a gnat. Now I think, what's lower than a gnat or below? Because now everybody wants stuff just like this. Boom, 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 boom. It doesn't happen that way. And our assignment is to allow those who are coming up under to know that, and to know that they have to master and study. It's not a 1, 2, 3. And when you begin to master what your gifts are, whatever they are, and also your emotional and social communication skills, you'll be able to surmount almost everything. How masterful are we at being able to manage and master ourselves? This is what too many of us are missing. And we have to embrace this simple fact. Our minds are not the rulers of us. Nothing. The education you must have, you ought to have, but there are all kinds of education. Not everybody's meant to go to college and get those degrees. Many of them that I meet who've gone there, and I say, what did they do while they were there? They can't formulate. They can't communicate. The language is atrocious. And I know that because I have every learning disability you can name. But I work to be attentive and to learn. And oftentimes they don't. But that's not their fault. And you can't blame the school system. So who do we blame? We don't blame. We attempt in our way to correct. And my friends, let me just say again, if you are here and you're tuning in, my Facebook group, I started off with 36, 39, and now I'm almost up to 700. I can't believe it. I spoke to someone the other day and I was blown away. She started 2 or 3 months ago and she already has 2,000 people in her group. I said, oh my goodness, what is Joy Ruffen doing wrong? But I don't compare. I don't compete. But I'm saying, what did you do? So she shared a little bit with me. But the reality is this is a great group of women. Go and join and connect. And if you're a guy, send your lady there. Send your goddess. I'm sick of the word queen. And your high priestess, whoever he or she might be, because she belongs there. And you'll meet and connect with a lot of other absolutely phenomenal, fantastic, brilliant women who are doing what they do in the circles that they're dancing in. And you can connect and join with them. Also, bear in mind that my website, you can go there and peruse through. I'm always looking for featured guest speakers. For now, it's women only because that's what I'm doing. Even though I had a guy not too long ago come with the leading lady, but that was something that I did for a special reason. I'm really going to keep it for ladies only, and I'm not a sexist, but down the road, it will be for men and women with this biz to biz when I get things going there. So make sure you go there. And before I leave here, let me share this with you. This is something that I've aligned with. It's called human design. For those of you who are in the know, great. For those of you who are not in the know and you have some question marks about any and everything that pertains to your evolving, you're taking the leap and jumping to where you need to be, then this is where you need to go. This is the link that you can take a screenshot or a snapshot, and you can go here and you can get this booklet. I highly recommend it. I have said over and over again that every cosmetics too, but cosmic alternative modalities, I have been done. And I'm not knocking any of them. They're all great and they all supported my evolving in many, many ways. But you have to get the ones that connect and relate to you. I did a lot of my own vetting here on every social media platform, and especially YouTube. And this lady, for me, and you'll know if it's for you, is the best for price point, for the quality, the value, and the service that's offered. You won't find anyone better. That I can assure you. You might find somebody else that's more aligned maybe with you. I don't think so, but I always keep an open mind. And I only present to you, and then it's your call to whether or not you want to look into it. I find that a lot of people are not really wanting to gather a lot more information about themselves. It's almost like an all-knowing attitude, or I don't need that. And either one and both, I can say, okay. But I'm also saying, because we can never, ever know so much, too much about ourselves that will help us to even be better and better than better, the best of the best. Because if you're really in leadership, that's where you ought to be aiming towards. You can do whatever you want to do. This is the beauty of this universe. But if you really want to stand tall and be proud of who you are and why you're here, and you want some additional, that's why we all need each other. Insights about the absolutes about you. That's what a good friend will share with you. Jane, I love that. That was great. Next time you do it, consider this. I think it'll make it even better. But let me tell you, that was great. We need to learn, all of us, and I'm always including me. Don't think I'm leaving me out. I'm right here with you. Find ways to communicate to people where we are able to deliver information to them that will benefit them and also give them more ammunition that will even make them better, to keep striving, thriving to get to the best of the best. That's what a good friendship and a good partnership is all about. You work in tandem with each other so that you can be all that you're here to be. So when you take a screenshot or a snapshot, you won't find a better gift than that. Again, as I said, I have to change my Meet with Joy because I find that for numerous reasons, I'm not going to qualify here. I didn't change something, and people are making appointments with me where a time frame I can't do. So what I have to do is go in and tweak this. But if you would really like to get more information about anything that relates to how you communicate and how you show up and your style and your leadership and all of that, then let's do a Meet with Joy, because I'm always looking for featured guests. And then if you'd like to have your information put out into the stratosphere, we now go out over 137 major platforms, social media platforms, and all of the major, Spotify, Roku, name them, they're all there. Yet, you get more than that when you decide to become a featured guest speaker on my Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, or Biz to Biz for that matter, down the road. So take a screenshot or a snapshot, and if you're interested, then let's connect and see if we can have a meeting of the minds. I love that expression. What you want to be thinking about as I leave you here: uncertainty, the known and the known. Because of this pandemic that we've all gone through all over the world, it's made those of us who really are in leadership, we put ourselves there or we were chosen to be there. It doesn't really matter. If you're there, it means that we are not here to accept any, every, and all things. And we're not here also to be judgmental or blame or be critical in a way that's going to harm. But we ought to know how to step away from what's just not meant for our leadership style and how we manage and connect and relate to others. And your social skills and your communication skills are major. I left when I went to that little segue there to say to you, and this is the upbringing that the majority of us were able to receive and take in. And I'm here to tell you that we need to be about segueing away from that. Our minds are brilliant. They were given to us, this thing called a brain, for a reason. Don't lose it. Keep building on it. But that's not your manager. That's not the entity that's in control. The one that manages and is in control is your heart and soul when it's connected. That's your intuition. And that's for both men and women. Because when you really tune in to that and you listen, it will give you your answers. And sometimes it'll frighten you because you'll say, I don't think so. But it will. The mind, yes, keep it. Don't let it run away. But that's not what really. And this is what's happened. So many of the brilliant people that we all kind of know of, that emotional element was left out. Learn how to manage that. By the way, which something that relates to this, things come to me at different times. Is that so for you too? For whatever reason, a friend said to me, have you watched this TV series? It's old now because I don't get a chance to watch TV anymore. And she said, it's called Suits. And most everyone knows Suits now because what's her name? The lady who's married to Prince Henry, Harry, whatever. I get them all mixed up and they all run together for me. And I said, no. So one night I had a breather and I decided to watch it. And I have to tell you, it's amazing. And this is why I'm sharing it with you. Because this lawyer, I don't even remember his name because I haven't watched it now in a couple of weeks. It's scary because he has no emotion, supposedly. And he's a darn good lawyer. He always closes and he always wins. So what we all have to determine and decide for ourselves is, do we want to be a person like that? Ultimately, I don't know what happens. The last time I was only up to the third episode. But it was amazing how they portrayed him. And I'm only sharing that with you to share that there are a lot of people like that, brilliant, great, who emotionally, they will not allow themselves to get into their emotions or intuition. And yet they have another, what they call sixth sense, because he would not allow himself to win, or rather to lose a case. So there's a lot to be said for the mind, body, and spirit. But when you really get into that know thyself and you know who you are, and to emotional healing, okay, emotional intelligence and security, that leads you to emotional stability and abundance. And you cannot run away from that because sooner or later it's coming for you because you have learned to manage your emotions. We all have them. I had a big episode today at Staples because this beautiful young girl was like on another planet. She wasn't listening. She couldn't hear. And it was just one thing after the other. But then all of a sudden I said to myself, step back. She doesn't know. No one told her. No one taught her. She's doing the best she can. And you know what I did? I did a 180-degree turn. And it wasn't phony. And I began to really connect with her, relate to her. And my God, she became my best friend before I left there. I'm not bragging. I'm simply sharing with you. Sometimes we all let our emotions take over, and that's not good. But when you can manage them and step away and look to the other person, you're going to be able to get more from that encounter than you could ever imagine. And that's the reason I'm sharing that. Uncertainty, the known and the unknown. It's scary when people, they meet you and they feel whatever they feel and they're uncertain. They don't know how to communicate. They don't have the words and they see what they see and they don't feel. We have to find a way to communicate and connect with people like that. And they're far, I'm going to say too many. But your assignment and mine is to be able to nip that wherever we find it, because it's major. And that begins with know thyself. That link that I put up there, I hope that you'll take advantage and avail yourself of it. You lose nothing and you gain a lot. For me, it's all about, and I say this because I absolutely love men. I'm ending with this. And I have nothing against. I have met some of the most fabulous men in the whole wide world, and my husband happens to be one of them. Not well at this point in time, but let me tell you, I would die and give my heart for him. For me, but it's all about femininity, leadership, power, presence, and passion. Meaning us as women, we have to know who we are and stop blaming men and stop focusing just on our bodies, which is what I see everywhere that I go. It's more, we are so much more. You are a divine goddess and a divine portal to your greatness. Be aware of that and use it. And don't run from the unknown. Seek it and look into it. I leave you every night, every time that I come to you with much, much, much love. From my heart to yours, embrace it. Be and stay well. Look after you. so you can look after others. And join me tomorrow night right here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Much love, my friends. All the best. Have a great rest of the evening, morning, day, whatever it is. So long for now. Cheers.